Let's give a CSR welcome to Nejma.
Thank you. You are unwritten, can't read your mind, you're undefined. You're just beginning, your pen's in hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost find a vision. Feel the rain on your skin, no one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Judge yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Oh, oh, oh. We break tradition, sometimes our tries are outside the lines. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes. Oh no, we just don't want to live that way. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibition. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Treat yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today, the rest is still unwritten. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibition. Feel it, feel it. No one knows, only you can let it in. No one else can speak your words. Judge yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. We're gonna start today, the rest is still unwritten.
Thank you. Oh, wow. It's welcome home, welcome home. That's the only thing I know how to say right now is welcome home. And to all of you who are on live stream, you can now call me High Def Doris. We have the high definition camera back there. So, we're here, we're happy, we're delighted that absolutely every one of you is here this morning with us to enjoy the music and Dr. David. And because this is a place where we're all about transforming lives, revealing love, and building dreams. And all that we could ever ask is that you simply change your entire life by changing your thinking. Such an easy task. So welcome home. And by the way, if there is anyone here for the absolute first time, please, we want you to stop out afterwards and pick up a welcome packet from the concierge desk. Or you could, if you really have to leave, go the front way and pick a packet up out there. Pick a packet up. Boy, does that sound good. Other than that, I have absolutely nothing that I should say. We want to get on with our sacred service time here of joy. So take time to turn, greet someone who's sitting near you, and enjoy.
Sunday. What an awesome day that we have just begun with the music and the aliveness that's here. I am so happy. My name is BJ King, and I'm practitioner emeritus, and I'm going to lead us through what I call the most sacred part of our day. So I'm going to read a call response, which will be followed by a chant. There will be 2 minutes of silence. I will come back and pray, and then we will read the affirmation. And I'm asking all of our live streamers to please join us in this time. I hold in my heart the children and volunteers in our youth program. Volunteers of our youth program, and members of our community who weren't here today. I hold in my heart our loved ones. Those who have gone before us. And those who are yet to have arrived. I hold in my heart all who need healing. I hold in my heart a world free of homelessness. A world free of violence. A world free of hunger. A world free of separation. I hold in my heart all beings. And the vitality of the planet we share. I hold in my heart a world that works for everyone. Right here and right now. is one power, one light, one love. And all of that and so much more was breathed into us from the moment that God created us. And we've come together on this sacred ground to celebrate life and love and joy and happiness. And I speak my word with authority and with intention that this is the best day of our lives, that we have gathered as friends and family, new and old, to celebrate the word, the music, the love, the friendship. And we are so grateful for this opportunity to have a place that we can come to, that we are free to celebrate and to worship, standing up, sitting down, clapping or not, singing or not. It's all God moving in, through, and around us. So with great gratitude for everything, regardless of what it looks like, I can release these words because I know God's got it, and God's got us in the palm of its hands. And I can release these words, and please help me anchor this truth with, and so it is. So let us read our affirmation together. The doorway is ever increasing opportunities for soul expression is open before me. I am continually meeting new and larger experiences. Every day brings some great good. I am prospered in everything I do.
There are days when I feel the best of me is ready to ascend. Then there are days when I feel like letting go and soaring on the wind. 'Cause I've learned in laughter or in pain how to survive. I get on my knees. I get on my knees. There I am before the love that changes me. You see, I don't know how, but there's power when I'm on my knees. Oh, I can be in a crowd or by myself or almost anywhere. When I feel there's a need to talk with God, He is Emmanuel. When I close my eyes, no darkness there. There's only light. I get on my knees. I get on my knees. There I am before the love that changes me. You see, I don't know how, but there's power in the blue skies, in the midnight, when I'm on my knees.
My name is Jamie, and I'm doing, there's an awful lot of you out there, by the way. My name is Jamie, and I'm doing the 5-minute power talk this morning. Thank you. I'm going to talk about faith this morning because I live a life of faith. And for me, faith is knowing that there is a God without knowing how I know that there is a God. Knowing that there is a God without any evidence or proof that there is a God. Now, and I say that because intellectually I don't believe that there's a God. I spent a bunch of years trying to find God. I looked everywhere, couldn't find God. You know, in the cabinets, under the bed, everywhere. Couldn't find God. But when I live a life of faith, when I know that there's a God at a cellular level, then my life is just extraordinary. And my faith is anchored in knowing that there is a God and that God is present all the time. And the vehicle that I use to anchor my faith is prayer. And my prayer is made up of three. I'm a simple guy, so I only have 3 affirmations to make up my prayer. And my affirmations are, I am whole, perfect, and complete, right here and right now, just the way I am and just the way I'm not. I am in my right and perfect place at all time. And last but not least, in the midst of all things is the divine presence of God, guiding me, caring and supporting me each and every step of the way. Now it's easy to have faith. You know, I've always said that it's easy to have faith when things are going good, and I have a really good life, really. I have a wonderful wife, I have wonderful relationships, but you know what happens? Life gets messy every once in a while, and stuff creeps up, and you know the list as well as I do: illness, divorce, death. You fill in the blanks. A few years ago, I had the opportunity to put my faith to the test. I don't know that I want to call it that, but I got an opportunity to really look at whether or not I really do live a life of faith when I was diagnosed with cancer. And it moves me emotionally because I never lost sight of the fact that in the midst of all things is divine presence of God, caring for me and guiding me each and every step of the way. So I undertook this what I call wonderful journey, and I'm cancer-free, by the way, now. But I undertook this journey with a bunch of wonderful people, a bunch of wonderful doctors, and a bunch of wonderful nurses, truly divine expressions of God. And I wasn't attached to the outcome. I mean, I was open to the possibility of being cured of my cancer, of not having cancer present in my life anymore. And I was also open to the possibility of transition and everything in between. And I was open to those possibilities because I knew that it would have its right and perfect outcome, that God was taking care of me and I didn't have to manage this myself. So, but the process, you know, you take medication and the radiation wears you down, and I'm the kind of guy, I've got to have my 8 or 10 hours of sleep, and I was getting 3 or 4 hours a night, and I was tired, and I was sleepy, and I couldn't think clearly, and I was cranky. I was so cranky that my wife bought me a T-shirt that said the 8th dwarf, and on the back it said cranky. And so I was talking to my brother on the phone one day, and he's a minister in Florida, and I was telling him how uncomfortable I was at that point, 6 or 7 months into the process, how cranky I was and complaining, and he said to me, "Listen to me. There's not one moment of the day when God is not present in your life. God is present all the time. God's got your back. And that was the perfect message for me to hear in that moment. And that's the message that I want to leave you with today. There is not one moment of the day when God is not present in your life. God is present all the time. God's got your back, and mine too. Thank you.
Isn't that a sweet thing to follow? Jamie Campos. Do you know when I started here 15 years, actually before I started here, 15 and a half years ago, I was working at Home Office in Los Angeles, our denominational headquarters. I was a church official. I know, it's funny. And the Center for Spiritual Living San Jose at 1195 Clark Street was candidating their next minister. They were looking to hire the next minister, and so they were dealing with my office. And so when I'd call this center to find out how things were going or what they would need, I always spoke to their administrator, a man named Jamie Campos. He's been here longer than I have, and he lets me know about that periodically. You know, in 15 years, I've watched Jamie. He's consistent. Every once in a while, he has a little flare, when his flare happens, it's a New York flare. It's real. I mean, when it happens, everybody at the table sort of pushes back just for a minute, and then he leans in and pulls us all back together with him. It's stunning. He's consistent. He is a great model for practical spirituality. Jamie, it's really, really good to have you finally up here. Thank you. And I'm so happy to have stars here, these three women. They are singers, taking action, redeeming souls, because they can sound kind of Baptist at times, but they're actually singers taking action, reaching souls. Just checking to see if you remember. And they use an Arabic word, nejma, and so they're also known as Nejma. And you know, I have a friend named Larry Blum, and Larry Blum now lives in Los Angeles, but he is originally from Brooklyn, and he was the original Solid Gold dancer. Do you guys remember the Solid Gold in the 70s? Yeah, okay, gives you an idea of his age. Before that, though, he was in New York, and he was in a chorus line. And before that, he was a kid of the 60s and would go to Broadway as often as he could to see shows. And one day in the 60s, he went to see a show that was running for a while, and he went to see Funny Girl. And he was so disappointed because the star was not present, so the star's understudy came on. And it was a horrible, horrible experience because it was the understudy. Her name was Barbara Streisand. Ask him now what he thinks. And he thinks, if I only knew in whose presence I really was, I would have experienced differently. Now, let me tell you about Nejma. If you only knew, you would have all fought each other for the front rows and knocked each other down, and you'd have dragged neighbors and homeless people to bring them in here today. Nejma, we are extremely fortunate to have them here. They are world-renowned. They are all about transformation, and it shows up in the way that they show up on the stage. This last week, they played to 2 sold-out houses in Hong Kong, and they are soon to be in Morocco and other places in Africa, and I understand then after that they'll be going to Bakersfield. Because God is everywhere. Everywhere. There's nowhere where God is not. There's not a spot where God is not. But I'm not lying. I mean, and really very grateful also. Thank you for your generosity, because folks who are now watching online, live streaming, they're able to watch with high definition camera and broadcast. So thank you very much for your generosity. Ilea, can you toss me my mobile phone? Oh, look. See, I would have caught it, but you all went, uh-oh. I got a text message from a friend who's in San Francisco live streaming, and he wrote, "Are you kidding me? The image is amazing. Congratulations. What a great broadcast. And the lady singing one of my favorite songs is priceless. Love you, Center for Spiritual Living, San Jose." So thank you. So that means I need to wow. Hello. So today our topic is proper attitude. Proper attitude. Last night these ladies were singing a hit from the 80s, I think, is a new attitude. I know where I'm going and I know what to do. I'm tidied up my point of view. I've got a new attitude. But we're not talking about a new attitude. We're talking about a proper attitude. And a proper attitude, I wondered, based upon what? Well, it's easy. It's based upon where you want to be, where you want to get. In aviation, which is really funny for me to talk about aviation with any sense of fondness or happiness or even great love, because most of you know, but not all of you know, that there was a time when flying was my nemesis. Flying was horrible for me. In fact, the experience of flying was so bad, or the thought of flying was so bad, that I never really even enjoyed my vacations, because while on vacation, I was already obsessed about the upset of what it was going to be like to fly. Now, this was developed before 9/11 and before the advent of TSA and not being able to bring liquids in, because I would go through X-ray with pockets full of Jack Daniels, little bottles of Jack Daniels, because back then you could do it, you know. And I would run into the men's room and lock myself in a stall, and I would down a couple of them just so I could not scare people on the plane. So now, when I look at it now, it's humorous. It's like, wow, was I really on it or what? I have this I had a lot of stories. I have a lot of stories in my head, but I had a lot of stories that were really not accurate back then. And so if you have any fear about flying, talk to me, because it's just a story. It's nonsense. It's total nonsense, but I digress. I was talking about flying. When an aircraft is ascending or descending, its pitch is called attitude. So this is a plane's attitude, this is a plane's attitude. When an aircraft is banking to the right, its attitude is to the right. When it's banking to the left, that too is describing its attitude. Its attitude is simply its position. So a proper attitude for an aircraft depends on what the aircraft is up to. If it's taking off, this is a proper attitude. If it's landing, this is a proper attitude. If it wants to take off, this is not a proper attitude. It doesn't mean it's wrong, like it's going to go to hell, but this is not going to work. There's a distinction, right? You guys get the distinction. It's not like, you bad airplane, bad, shame. No, this doesn't work unless you want to land. So proper attitudes. Is your attitude appropriate for where you're going and what you're doing and what you're up to? If what you're up to is a world that works for everyone, you may want to question whether or not your attitude is proper for that. What does this have to do with God is a question I ask myself quite frequently. What does this have to do with God? Well, there's only God. That's all there is. Or there's only the thing itself. There's not the thing itself and a great big storehouse from which it creates everything that it creates. There's not the thing itself and its distribution center. There's only the thing itself. There's the thing itself, the way it works and what it does and how we use it. And it's all the same thing. So your attitude is you're using God quality, God power, God stuff, God essence, God energy to create your life. And mostly we do it unconsciously. Mostly. I know on Sunday mornings for about an hour, we become awake enough to realize that we want to direct it. And then for most people, we're like the tide. We go back out and we default to the group's thinking. Life sucks, everybody's in my way, there's not enough money, I'm too old, and I'm probably going to die from that. And so it is. So, if you want to create consciously and use the thing itself, this is the highest, I think the highest form of spirituality. In fact, high mysticism is proving the thing itself in your works. Faith works. But you're proving it because you're looking to have a life of workability and a life wherein you're impacting the well-being of the people that matter to you and even the people you've never met. And we mature from being a being that's me, into us and even beyond into you. And the rewards that come from that are stunning. But why we want to do it, and what this has to do with God, is because your attitude is actually using God's stuff to invent your world. Now, I took a 10-week seminar called Being Extraordinary. Some of you in this room will know about it, Being Extraordinary. And in this particular workshop, I believe that one was led by a man named Kurt. And even if it wasn't, Kurt is one of my favorite seminar leaders ever, one of the most amazing men I've ever met, the kind of guy I would like to be someday, in the way that he managed and handled a room. And I noticed that he could handle hundreds of people at the same time as making me feel like I was the only one there. And in this Being Extraordinary seminar, I learned about occurring. See, many people think that the world is the way that it's occurring for you. I think the way Kurt said it was, your actions are directly related to how the world is occurring for you. Your actions are directly related to how the world is occurring for you. No one's actions are inappropriate given how the world is occurring for them. But the mischief is that we think the world is being a particular way, but what's happening is that the world is occurring for you in a particular way, not that the world is being in a particular way. In other words, you might be making it up. So if you alter how the world occurs for you, you will alter the actions you take. That's why we pray. We don't pray to get Big Daddy to finally let go of the goods. We pray to alter the way the world's occurring for us. And then we take different actions. And when we take different actions, we get different results. This is mysticism at its highest and deepest, at its most profound and most practical. So a proper attitude is relative to where you want to get, what you want to do, and what you want to be up to. For the longest time, communities like this have been up to altering the way the world viewed spirituality. You know, back in the turn of the last century, not this one that just happened, but even before that, there was a movement to enrich the views that the world had about God, moving it from being an external male Caucasian deity to a sense of spirituality, that everything is equal and the same stuff, and that there's power and presence in the presence right where you are, and you can do something about it. And that evolved into the 1980s, where we became the me, the have it and grab it generation. Like we were up to trying to find princes, princesses, palaces, and parking places. And we would use our spirituality for that. And that's a fine usage of it. It's a great place to start and a lousy place to stop. And what I've noticed is that this community in particular, and the people who are watching us online live streaming and who are archiving these videos, are really interested in a world that works for everyone. And I'm moved by that. I'm totally moved by that, and I'm on board with that. And finding over and over again that when one invests their time and their talent and their treasure into making the world a brighter, sweeter, softer, gentler, more powerful, and even more robust world for others, the rewards are stunning for the individual. Seek ye first the kingdom, and all else shall be added unto you. So that's the evolution that I've noticed. We're up to right now. And a member of our core council and I had lunch this week. And at lunch, he asked me a question that I haven't been asked in a long time. He said, David, when the calling comes for you to take your next step, and that's not at the Center for Spiritual Living San Jose, I'm thinking maybe 20 years. he said, what will be your legacy? What will be your legacy? For the longest time, I thought a legacy was like, you had to build a building and have a plaque with your name on it, like the David Bruner Wing. Or we built a sacred space garden, or we removed the pews and put in chairs. Is that my legacy? No, I think that's just the ongoing evolution of a community that's building their next step. What's my legacy? What's my legacy? And I'm not just asking me. What's your legacy? What are you leaving in your wake? A trail of wounded people? What's in your wake? And I didn't know what the answer was, but right at the moment, because I was thinking buildings and wings and organs. But no, my legacy is a legacy of transformation. I leave transformation, but I'm in the presence of it. People transform. I'm constantly transforming. And that's what I stand for. Whatever's going on can be transformed. And even the good stuff is transformed into its next stage, its next step. But what is your legacy? This week I don't know if it was I was going to say, was it a meltdown? Yeah, it was nuclear. It was a nuclear meltdown. It was like the world was occurring for me as if the world really was that way. It was like finger in someone's face. It was shameful. But it was like my finest moment. It was like drag the mink drama. It was monumental. And for a while, I believed it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I got to tell you, so Reverend Mark Vieira, Dr. Mark Vieira in North Hollywood, he used to be the assistant minister here. He said to ask people, do you know the difference between a spruce and a fir? Do you know the difference between a spruce and a fir? This is a spruce. This is a fir. I know. Stick with the script. So I'm telling you this because, stuff happens. Things flare up. We get some bad news. Someone in your family is really sick. Stuff happens. You get scared, you behave badly. This is when proper attitude is vital. So I know what to do, but I don't always remember what to do when it happens. So when I don't remember what to do, it becomes like mechanical. Did any of you ever have this happen? Something starts and it just sort of builds and it just keeps building. Does that ever happen to anybody here? Yeah? Isn't that weird? It's not healthy. And sometimes the only thing to do is to do as little damage as possible and let it burn itself out. And surround yourself with people who are forgiving enough to allow that to happen without being damaged by it, and for you to really realize the boundaries of not damaging. Anyway, a proper attitude takes over, and one realizes this is not workable. This is when we have what Christians call revelation. You have this revelation, and the revelation is this is not working. Yeah, exactly. The revelation actually sounds like Dolores Bruner, my mother. And the revelation is a voice in my head and sometimes out of my head, and it is Dolores Bruner saying, David Eugene, stop it. And when the middle name's added, you better stop. And if the last name's added, you better run. Did your parents do that too? I don't know how Mexicans can live without having a middle name. How do they do that? Mauricio has no middle name. I said, well, then how did you know when your mother was mad at you? You guys know, right? Yeah, anyway. So I'm thinking about that core council member that asked, well, what do I stand for? Well, you know, sometimes you have a remembrance. What I stand for is transformation. Well, then transform this. This. Now. Now. And anytime I actually ask, usually here's what happens. I cry a little. I realize I'm ashamed or disappointed that I've broken my promise again, or I'm just broken down enough that when I'm soft enough, this is what they say, the meek shall inherit. When I'm soft enough and I'm meek enough, then the thing itself comes in and it's like, oh, yeah, there you are. Although it was there all along, I just didn't notice. I didn't notice because I was on it. Have any of you ever been on it? Well, get off it. The world does not need you to be on it anymore. Get off it and get on with it. So what do you stand for? What's your legacy? What's your proper attitude? Is your attitude proper for what you say your legacy is? So last night while we were preparing supper, just decided to turn the TV on for some background company. And sometimes it's good just to sit on the sofa and just veg. And we plopped on the sofa with our plates of food and going to watch some mentally stimulating television, Friends with Benefits, with Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis. Love her. So Justin and Mila, but it was on the Spanish channel, so it was all dubbed in Spanish, which is fantastic actually, because I already know the movie, so it's a chance to practice what I'm watching, and it's so much more fun watching it in another language because you're present for what's going on. You can't just like English, you can get distracted and weave in and out. You know, we can be having dinner together, you and I, and we can also follow several conversations at other tables in your native language, but when the language is not your native, it requires focus, which was God's doing because a commercial came on, and it was for St. Jude's Hospital. And my world altered. Because in Spanish, in this commercial, and in my household, we always have the subtitles on. The subtitles are on because English is Mauricio's second language, and to hear English is not always distinct and clear, so to read it, it allows him to really follow fully what's going on, and I've learned that to be true as well. In Spanish, when we have the Spanish subtitles on, I can really follow more easily what's going on. And so watching this commercial with captions for the hearing impaired was stunning, because what I learned is that St. Jude is taking a stand for something. And I wasn't sure that what I read was accurate. See, I watched this little baby with glasses hugging and loving mom and dad, and then I see this little baby with tubes in its nose, and it's going through radiation and chemotherapy, and then I see the little baby reunited with the parents, cancer-free, and I'm watching all this in a matter of seconds, and these words come onto the screen, and then they disappeared, and I thought, did I read what it just said? And they came on again, and then they disappeared, and I asked Mao, is that what I read? And he said, yes. Here's what I read. Families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, and food, because all a family should worry about is helping their child live. They don't charge families for cancer treatment. So I went on their website to find out a little more. I learned that treatments that are invented at St. Jude have helped push the overall childhood cancer survival rate from 20% in 1962 to 80% today. I learned that St. Jude is working to drive the overall survival rate for childhood cancer to 90% in the next decade, and they said they're never going to stop until cancer is 100% gone. St. Jude, here's the one that really got me. Talk about generosity. St. Jude freely shares the breakthroughs they make, and every child saved at St. Jude means that doctors and scientists worldwide can use that knowledge to save thousands more children. They do not make their knowledge proprietary. They give it away. And sometimes I'm having a snip because I can't get a parking space. And there are places like St. Jude that are taking a stand of unbelievable, unfathomable generosity for families who are in their darkest, saddest times, and bringing them possibility. That's an amazing attitude. And that attitude inspires and alters. That alters my attitude quite a bit. And so what I'd like to leave you with today is a question. And the question is, what do you think the legacy of this particular center and our online community should be? I would like to know what you think the legacy of this place should be. Like, what are we up to? And then I'm going to ask you, well, what are you up to? What is your legacy? And how are you moving through the world? And is your attitude proper for that legacy? If you'd like to email me or Facebook me or text me if you have that number, that would be fine. Be aware that I may reply with a thanks or a K or a got it without engaging in lots of dialogue, because I might receive a lot. But I'm interested to know what you have to say. Let's join together as we do what we do really well. It's called spiritual mind treatment. It's affirmative prayer. Troy, help me out if you will. I'm doing what I do a lot lately. I'm taking a moment in my prayer to just pause. And I'm pausing to ascertain whether or not I'm fully present. Because it's important for me right now that I speak my word presently and powerfully, and not based upon the past or some automatic incantation. And every time a smile crosses my face, I know that I've reached that point where I'm fully present in the now, speaking my word because I can. The purpose of this prayer is not to get God to hear me, for the thing itself always hears me. In fact, the thing itself is speaking as me right now. The reason why this prayer works is because I know that there's not two powers. There's not God and a devil and God. There's not two powers that are going to duke it out and one of them will finally win. The reason why this prayer works is because there's one power, only one, and its nature is creation, constant transformation. And the way that that transformation takes place is through declaration, or in other words, my word. So giving my word right now is me taking a stand for your life and for mine, for this community, the people seated in this room, the people watching online, people listening later on in the gym on their MP3 players while they're on the treadmill or working out, somebody while they're at home folding laundry. I'm speaking my word. I'm taking a stand that we should have life and have it more abundantly. And in this life is an inspiration to make an impact in the lives of other people. To be like Jamie Campos, a man of divine inspiration who has days of being the eighth dwarf. We can be like singers taking action, reaching souls, broadcasting to the world a message of hope and possibility, of transformation and recreation. And that's exactly what's happening now. We are altered. The people who leave this room, you and I, are not new. We're not fixed. We're not better. We're not even changed. We are new. You, the person who leaves today, never existed before. The person who came in as you no longer exists. And instead what happens is a whole cadre of folks leave these doors and move into the world, brand new, which means today is vibrant and beautiful. And I have nothing else to say. I'm just deeply grateful. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad that I'm off it and on with it, and so it is. Hey friends, the ushers are going to come forth and help us with the sharing of our gifts and tithes and offerings. And while they do that, I invite you to say with me our giving affirmation. I share my resources and talents with ease and grace. I use my good to love and serve the world. Nadine, before you sing, tell us a little bit about the three of you. Who are you?
So we're Nejma, that's Arabic for star. This is Caroline, Nadine, and Natalie. Thank you. We have been singing together like this for the last 5 years. Singers taking action, reaching souls with our mission to uplift the planet through the power of music all around the world. And we were just in Hong Kong, and we are traveling around the world and just so happy to be here with all of you. And we were, this was founded by Caroline and her husband, Harvey Fuqua, who was a founding member of Motown. And so we're continuing that legacy of powerful music and inspiration, and that's our charge, and we're happy to be doing that here with you.
Hey, Natalie, are you going to do At Last?
At last, my love has come along. All the world is a story. All the world is a stage. All the world is a canvas. All the world is a page. Okay. Well, wait a minute. That's a very interesting thing. We're singing and we're singing and we're singing, and all of a sudden a part comes in, the music comes in, and that's not what we were singing.
Oh.
That's very interesting. Let's try that again, John.
You know, you notice at the beginning that it all sounds the same, right? Dum da da dum bum 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 dum da da dum bum. Well, if we don't get it from the top, we can come in anywhere. And we just did. So, John.
Good thing we're family, we're starting again.
But we were together, yes.
All the world is a story. All the world is a stage. All the world is a canvas. the world is a trap.
To be your voice,
Be your voice.
to be your touch, to give an
To give the perfect answer, to show your love, we gotta hold our home. We have to offer peace. Come on, shine, shine your light for everyone to see. In all the world, you are amazing mercy. You are undying grace. I want the world to see how wonderful you are shining upon my face. Be your voice. Be your voice. Be your touch. To give a perfect answer. To show your love. Oh, please shine for all to see. In all the world. Take it home, girls. Come on. Ha. Be your voice, be your touch, give an answer, show your love, hold out hope, offer peace in all the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We are so blessed by you, really. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a privilege, truly. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. We have a few announcements to tell you about. I'll start with Joy.
Thanksgiving's almost here, and this year again, the Women's Connection is going to be sponsoring the Thanksgiving Eve Bowls of Thanksgiving. And out in the fellowship hall, we're auctioning bowls that have been made by CSL members, and that auction ends in 2 weeks on the 23rd. We're also looking for volunteers to donate soup and bread and dessert. We're also selling tickets now. The tickets are $10 until the 23rd, after which they go up to $15. Thank you.
And next Sunday, I will be here, but we will have a guest speaker. She is Reverend Georgia Prescott. Georgia Prescott was originally the board president that hired Dr. Edward Fulune at the Santa Rosa Center for Spiritual Living 16 years ago. She has since graduated from ministerial school and started her own center in West Sacramento. She's an extraordinary speaker. She's actually one of the folks that I watch regularly online because she's a really powerful spiritual mover, and we're blessed to have her. She's coming with a troop of folks who are going to help with a presentation. Reverend Susan will tell you about that in a minute. Second thing I wanted to tell you about is that 30 of us will be going to Bali in January again, so it looks like we have an annual pilgrimage to Bali. 3 people dropped from the group. That means there are 3 openings available. There's space for 1 male to room with another male, and then we have 1 room that's completely available for male, female, 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 male, male, female, male, whatever makes you, or whatever I've missed. So if you're interested, please drop me an email today, and I will hook you up with our tour guide and tour leaders, Spirit Tours. They're extraordinary folks, and they will help to make sure that you are given the information you need to join us. People asked about the dates. They're January 6th through 17.
Thank you. Okay, here's what's happening. So we're talking about Thanksgiving, and you know what happens in our current society? We have Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas all condensed. So it's Happy Hallow Thanksmas. Or something like that, but we want to get some dates on your calendar. Many of you are aware that this is the year that we are relaunching Center Stage Productions here at Iowa Center. Yes, thank you. We have some loyal fans. And we are doing that by bringing back our first main stage production on December 12th and 13th. It will be in Fellowship Hall on the main stage. And that will be a production that is set in 1946. Feel free to wear your old clothes. But we have 6 cast members who will be performing a play entitled It's a Wonderful Life, the live radio broadcast. So we will be bringing the Frank Capra classic right here to the center. I know, we're really excited. So because it's only 2 performances, we did want to give you a heads up. You can get your tickets online. You can also visit the table in Fellowship Hall under the plasma screen, and we can get you your reserved tickets for that. And new member class is today at 1 o'clock. I believe it's in the Ernest Holmes room with Dr. David. If you didn't get a chance to pre-register, but you still want to go, please don't hesitate. Come on upstairs at 1 o'clock. We'd love to have you. Conversations with God, Denny's group is meeting tonight. Wednesday night we have satsang at 6:30. I forgot to mention at first service that the offices, the staff offices are closed on Tuesday in honor of Veterans Day, but we will have class Tuesday night. So if you're in class, you only get the daytime off. The Better Business Breakfast is also happening on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., facilitated by Ken Rowell. Reverend Maureen is hosting her new group entitled The Big C and Beyond. It's for people thriving with or beyond cancer. And that is on Thursday evenings. Next Saturday, for all of you who are our phenomenal volunteers, for those of you who know that we could not do what we do at this center without you, we are having a sacred day just for you next Saturday, hosted by Reverend Maureen. It's a volunteer appreciation day where you get to come and be spiritually fed at from 10 to 3. And then Dr. David told you about Reverend Georgia. Her group is called Authentic Voices. And these are an amazing group of 8 people who do a 1-hour production that is funny, poignant, stirring, and it is all about diversity, but it's a diversity conversation like I have never seen, because they are real and they're brilliant, and they talk about what it is to be an African American woman in the South and having to come out to her parents about being a lesbian, and it talks about transgender folks, and it talks about being a gay minister in a rather straight community. So it's just beautiful, and that's a 1-hour presentation at 1 o'clock. It's called Authentic Voices, Our Stories, but it's going to be followed by a workshop and gentle dialogue called Authentic Voices, Your Stories. So we really hope you can join us. It's not to be missed. And what else am I supposed to? Oh, 1 o'clock today, if you're not in the new member class and you would like to wield a hammer or a paintbrush to help us finish our set, you can meet in Fellowship Hall. Linda Miyahira is our technical director, and she'll be supervising that. And please stop and see Miranda in Fellowship Hall, who is doing a kitty drive. And no, we're not driving kitties to the vet, but we are collecting. That would be scary. But we are collecting toys for the Kitty Villa in Bali, and it's a space in Bali where they provide a temporary home to all their abandoned cats while they're waiting for their new families. And please fill out your survey for outreach in 2015 for those organizations that you would like to see us put our energy and support behind. And lastly, I mentioned last week that this is a very special weekend because in 1999, while we were all dancing to Prince or worrying about the Y2K Armageddon, that never happened, Dr. David was signing a letter of call to become the senior minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living. We do not have enough time to list his many accomplishments. I believe he's launched 8 ministers. 3 more to go that we know of so far. That's right, I am your fault. Or your penance. And so, besides the amazing ladies who have entertained us today, Nejma, we have a very special performance by Tracy Turnblatt and the Primettes, dedicated to Dr. David.
Friends, my name is Suzanne, and I am honored today to represent our current core council, but not just a current core council, 15 years of core councils. Many of you emeriti are in the room today and streaming. Raise your hands. Thank you. Thank you. David, as we know, is all about transformation, and transformation is about movement. Transformation creates movement, and Source, the thing itself, the unseen guest, moves through and expresses through you, Reverend Dr. David Bruner. And there is no other way that I can think of to thank him, because words are important. The word is important. But the best way that we can thank him, if you'll join me, is to stand up and join me in a movement blessing, because movement creates transformation. And so take out your following and leading information that you know from your childhood and hopefully your adulthood as well, and follow my movement and sounds if you choose to make them. Here we go. Ah. Ha 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 ha. Yes!
Lovely service. What'd you say?
She said, wait, just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Get it together here. Are you crying?
Yes, I'm crying. Spiritual food leaders, people that you call forth in your life that keep you from killing yourself. I am blessed. David, you are a new blessing. But I am blessed to have called forth a master teacher and someone who helps me stay on track, that watching people celebrate you reminded me of. And I get to share stages all over the world with her. She's quiet. She's a well-kept secret, I'm noticing, as we travel. And I'm all right with the secret. I'm all right. But today, because I'm here with her, I wanted you to know that there's another really, really crazy, powerful being on this planet who's doing what your minister is doing, and that is in the person Dr. Caroline Fuqua. All right, y'all, you're going to get me in trouble now. Sit down, because she hates it when I do this. She hates it. But I'm sorry, David, I got caught in the moment. So I just want you to know there are a lot of folk out here, well, maybe not a lot, these two at least, who are on the vanguard making sure that all of us have a way to walk ourselves into the kingdom and to know ourselves more fully every day as God. And I am so eternally grateful that I was smart enough to call her forth. I don't know what to do with myself. So I'm done now. Okay.
what you got if you ain't got love? The kind of love you just want to give away. It's okay to open up. Go ahead and let the light shine through. So hard on a rainy day, you want to shut the world out and just be left alone. But don't run out on your faith. 'Cause sometimes that mountain you've been climbing up is just a grain of sand. And what you've been out there searching for forever is in your hand. And when you figure out love is all that matters after all, sure makes everything else seem so small. It's so easy to get trapped inside a problem that seems so big at the time. It's like a river that's so wide, it swallows you whole. And while you're sitting around thinking about what you can't change and worrying about all the wrong things, time's going by, moving so fast. You better make it count, 'cause you can't get it back. Sometimes that mountain you've been climbing up is just a grain of sand. What you've been out there searching for forever is in your hand. Oh yes, it is right here in your hand. And when you figure out love is all that matters after all, sure makes everything else seem so Sometimes that mountain you've been climbing up is just a grain of sand. It's just a tiny grain of sand. You're holding tight inside your hand. What you've been searching for forever is in your hand. Oh, and when you figure out love is all that matters after all, sure makes everything else. Oh, it sure makes everything else seem so small. So small.
Thank you. Thank you, and God bless you.